those guys are great, right? Sometimes they'd help us out for a week or two so we could get into a tournament. It's super valuable as a doubles player to have a top-ranked singles player who will pull you in. But it's a lot of just trying to make it work, and but ultimately you get to be part of the show, right?
The U.S. Open tournament director is reportedly in complete shock and surprise after seeing the incredible level of demand surrounding Alex Eala ahead of her appearance in the Stars of the Open exhibition match. And if these early estimates are even close to accurate, the excitement surrounding Eala could be absolutely massive heading into the main tournament. Because according to the reports and estimates surrounding the event, Alex Eala's exhibition match against Ewa Jovic has already created an unbelievable rush for tickets. Around 30,000 fans are reportedly estimated to have tried to get tickets for the match at Arthur Ashe Stadium. And that is where the situation becomes truly incredible. Arthur Ashe Stadium has a capacity of roughly 23,000 spectators. So if around 30,000 fans are already trying to secure tickets, that means thousands of people could potentially be left without a seat. And these are being described as just the early estimates. That means the actual demand could become even bigger as more fans reportedly continue trying to purchase tickets. Some could be searching for tickets directly, while others may attempt to get them from people who already managed to secure seats. So just imagine what the US Open organizers could be thinking right now. They have not even reached the main tournament yet, and Alex Eala is already generating this kind of attention. This is supposed to be an exhibition match. It is a special Stars of the Open event before the biggest action of the tournament truly begins. But the demand being talked about is making it feel like fans are already treating this like one of the major attractions of the entire US Open experience. And for the tournament director, that could be a huge surprise.
They got me into everything and took me around.
Are those, this is a lazy question, but I generally want to know, like, so then you end up winning tour titles, playing in all the slams. You probably played against a bunch of really, fun, cool people that everyone would...
Because when an exhibition match between Alex Eala and Ewa Jovic begins attracting an estimated 30,000 fans for a stadium that holds around 23,000, the obvious question becomes, what happens when Alex Eala actually steps onto the court for an official US Open match? That is the question that could now have the organizers looking at the potential numbers very differently. Welcome back to the channel, because this could be one of the biggest signs yet of just how much Alex Eala's popularity has grown and how much excitement she could bring to the US Open. The early ticket demand surrounding the Stars of the Open match is reportedly creating a major buzz. Eala is set to face American rising star Ewa Jovic, and the matchup itself has become a fascinating attraction. You have two young players representing the future of women's tennis, but there is also something much bigger happening around Alex Eala. Her fan base appears ready to show up, and not just in small numbers. The possibility of Arthur Ashe Stadium being unable to accommodate everyone who wants to watch the match is something that could immediately get the attention of the US Open organizers. This is the biggest tennis stadium in the world. It is not some small venue where a few thousand extra fans can easily create a sellout. We are talking about a stadium with approximately 23,000 seats. So when early estimates suggest that around 30,000 people may have attempted to get tickets, the numbers suddenly become impossible to ignore. Potentially 7,000 people beyond the stadium's capacity. And once again, that is based on early estimates. The demand could continue growing. More fans could still be looking for available tickets. Some may wait for additional ticket opportunities, while others could search through resale options in hopes of finding a way inside Arthur Ashe Stadium. And this is exactly why the situation is reportedly so surprising. The US Open is already one of the biggest sporting events in the world. It does not need help attracting attention. The tournament brings together the biggest names in tennis, international stars, celebrities, broadcasters, and fans from all over the world. But Alex Eala could be bringing something extra, a completely energized fan base that is ready to follow her wherever she plays. And that could be great news for the US Open. Think about it. If the estimated demand for an exhibition match is already reaching around 30,000 fans, what could happen if Eala makes a deep run in the actual tournament? What if she is placed in a major match on one of the biggest courts? What if she faces another high-profile player? What if she produces a dramatic victory that captures the attention of fans around the world? The excitement could grow from match to match. That is why this exhibition could potentially serve as a major test for the organizers. The stars of the Open event could give them an early indication of just how powerful the Alex Eala effect might become during the tournament. And financially, the numbers being discussed are just as interesting. It has reportedly been estimated that this exhibition match could bring in more than $600,000 from ticket sales alone. Let that sink in. More than $600,000 just from the tickets. And that does not even include the possible value of television rights, broadcasting revenue, sponsorship exposure, merchandise opportunities, and other royalties connected to an event generating this much attention. The overall financial impact could potentially become much larger. For a tournament like the US Open, that is a very exciting possibility. A player who can attract new fans is always valuable. A player who can bring passionate international support, create huge ticket demand, and generate strong television interest can become an even bigger attraction. And Alex Eala appears to be creating exactly that kind of conversation. Her popularity has continued to rise, and she has become one of the most closely watched young players in women's tennis. Her supporters are passionate, and the Filipino community has repeatedly shown that it is willing to travel, organize, and come out in huge numbers to support her. Now imagine that energy arriving in New York. Imagine thousands of Eala supporters entering Arthur Ashe Stadium. Imagine the noise when she walks onto the court. Imagine the cameras showing the crowd and the commentators discussing the incredible turnout before the match even begins. That is the kind of atmosphere that could turn an exhibition event into a major moment. And the US Open could benefit enormously from it. This is why the tournament director is reportedly so surprised by the early reaction. The demand is not just a good sign, it could be an indication of something much bigger waiting around the corner. Because the main US Open has not even properly begun. The exhibition is happening before the tournament's main draw takes over. So if Alex Eala is already creating this level of interest now, the potential for her official matches could be enormous. Of course, a lot will depend on her performance. A popular player can attract attention before a tournament, but winning takes that attention to another level. If Eala can produce a strong performance and advance through the rounds, every victory could bring more viewers, more headlines, and even greater demand for tickets. A first-round match could create excitement. A second-round victory could increase the buzz. By the time she reaches a major stage of the tournament, the demand could potentially become even more difficult to control. And that is the dream scenario for any major sporting event. Fans want stars. They want stories. They want emotional moments. And Alex Eala's journey gives the US Open an opportunity to build all of those things. She represents a new generation of players trying to break through on one of tennis's biggest stages. She has a growing global following and a massive number of supporters who could be ready to rally behind her. Meanwhile, her match against Iva Jovic adds another interesting dimension. Jovic is also one of the exciting young names in tennis, meaning this is not simply an exhibition match without a storyline. It brings together two rising talents at a time when fans are increasingly interested in the future of the women's game. But the ticket rush being discussed around the event suggests that Eala could be the central attraction. And if the estimates are correct, the US Open may have received an early warning that they need to be prepared. Security could become more important. Crowd management could become more important. Court assignments could become more important. Because the organizers would not want to place a player with massive demand on a court that cannot handle the number of fans trying to watch. Arthur Ashe Stadium already gives the event a huge advantage because of its enormous capacity. But even that might not be enough if demand continues to rise beyond expectations. And that is the unbelievable part of this story. How often do you see an estimated 30,000 fans chasing tickets for a venue that can hold around 23,000 people, especially before the main tournament even gets underway? That is why people are now asking whether this could be a preview of something much bigger. The US Open is looking great. The tournament already has the world's best players and one of the biggest audiences in tennis. But Alex Eala's growing popularity could bring another wave of fans into the event. More people watching, more people attending, more international attention, and potentially more revenue. One thing is certain, if these early estimates are anything to go by, New York may be ready for something special. And Alex Eala could be right at the center of it. What do you think about the reported demand for Eala's Stars of the Open match against Iva Jovic? Do you think the US Open will see even bigger crowds when Alex Eala begins playing official matches? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more Alex Eala and US Open updates.